we're going to move on. We're going to go to the first 12 o'clock game, our game, Carolina Panthers taking on the Chicago Bears at Chicago. Caleb Williams, first overall pick to win his first two games at home ever. Great news. He's at home again. We're playing Carolina. Not much needs to be said. Pat, I know you were there. Boots on the ground in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What thoughts on Carolina? Let's talk about that.
I was the bulletin board sports correspondent on the ground at the Panthers Bengals game, and this was the Bengals won by 2 scores, but this was a close game throughout. The Panthers from the beginning had a chance at punching it in right away. They were stopped at 4th and 1. Wouldn't you know it? Shotgun runs. They had first and goal at like the 2, and they just ran shotgun run after shotgun run after shotgun run. What do you know? They turned the ball over on downs, and so that kind of set the tone for the afternoon. But they were able to hang in there. Andy Dalton, I'll tell you what, he has some touch. When he has time, he can put some touch on that ball, and he is scary accurate, especially with his deep ball. So I think if you can protect him, which the Panthers have invested in this offensive line to protect their quarterback, and now they thought it was to protect Bryce Young, and it's ended up being Andy Dalton. But they've looked like a competent NFL offense under Dalton. So the Bengals got the better of him. There were some the game was a lot closer than it appeared to be, and the Panthers were competitive throughout the game, but. Another week, another Panthers star going down as Shaq Thompson got carted off the field. And so that's, Derek Brown's down. Shaq Thompson is out. You're losing stars along this defense, along a team that or along a roster that really didn't have a lot of talent to begin with. So there's going to be only so far that coaching can take you. And this is a game that the Bears absolutely have a chance to win, or in the position to be able to win this game just by having a good defense and being able to continue to build on their run game. I don't think that the Panthers are going to be a good enough team to actually win this game on the road, but they're not going to be a doormat, and they're not going to be the team that everyone expected to roll over the Carolina Panthers, that were going to be the total dumpster fire. That is not this team. They've got a solid foundation. Chuba Hubbard's a good solid running back, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And, they were spreading the ball around. Andy Dalton knows how to run an offense, and he's done it for a long time, and that's evident. He's not cooked, and he's still a legit NFL quarterback by the grace of God at this stage in his career. Go Frogs. And so the Bears are in a position where they could lose this game very easily, but they should win this game very easily, if that makes sense. They don't need to make this harder than it has to be, as long as the offense can have a coherent strategy. And I know that's asking a lot from Shane Waldron, but as long as the offense can have personnel on the field that makes sense, running plays that make sense. I like what they did with Caleb in the last game in terms of allowing him to not necessarily run between the tackles, but allowing some zone read action to get him out, threaten that quarterback run, because he's an athletic player. I think that the Bears are going to have to do some of that. The Panthers are depleted along their defensive front and along their linebacker core. So you still got J.C. Horn playing really good football. He's a legit player. I know Christian's a big fan of his. And so, that's a guy I wouldn't throw towards if you don't have to. If you can get this running game going, win the game comfortably using ball control, which has kind of been the MO with Caleb. It's not asking him to do hero ball and not asking him to, throw for, we lost the game where we asked him to throw 50 times. But when the Bears offense is playing somewhat, just this past week when they were playing somewhat coherently, they had the running game going. DeAndre Swift looked good. I think they continue to build on that at home this week against a team that's hurt along their defensive front. So give me the Bears, and, Caleb's not going to be lighting it up, but if he has to, maybe he'll get into a shootout with Andy Dalton. Could be fun.
I had a question for you guys, both being the, prominent Bears fans. on this podcast. It's a 3.5 point spread. Bears are at home. Over under is set at 42. Team totals are 19.5 for Carolina, 23 for Chicago. But I mean, just if you guys take a step back and look, a big picture about where these two teams stand right now. I mean, Bryce Young is on the bench. Caleb Williams is playing well. You see the development happening. Wide receiver, DJ Moore, and you still have the second for 2025, for good measure. I mean, the only chance that Bryce Young's going to see the field is barring an injury from Andy Dalton. I mean,
Mhm.
this is a team that with the Panthers, I think at this point cannot afford to go 1-4, no matter the questions at quarterback. I mean, I think then Dave Canales' seat becomes very hot. I mean, what do you guys think about, just the position that your organization has set you up in coming into this game? You're going to get them at home. They're already on their backup quarterback. DJ Moore is going to be out for blood. I mean, there's been questions about Keenan Allen's health. I'm unclear about his status last week. I don't know if he played. I think he did play.
Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
did play, but this might be a big DJ Moore game to at least sprinkle a little bit on anytime touchdown, just based on the revenge factor, and I think the momentum that Chicago has going into this game, and more so betting against the lack of momentum that Carolina's going to have going into this game. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, to that point, both good points. We should really tear up this defense on Carolina. The defensive front for Carolina is pretty weak. LeBron Ray and Nick Thurman got the starts on Sunday. So we should dominate the interior. This is a game for our interior O line, I feel like, to really gain some momentum moving forward. I don't know if Tevin Jenkins is going to play, but regardless, we should dominate this game up front. And I would like to see a lot of Roshan Johnson carries as well this week for good measure. And if we could really find that run game, uh, stick to the run game, I think we can succeed this weekend. And I think it's good moving forward. So I think we just got to stick with the run. That's all I want to do this week.
One point on the Panthers that has become kind of glaring just watching their game. I mean, they gave up 34 to the Bengals, who everyone thought the offense was broken. Zach Moss had a touchdown. Jamar Chase had his emergence that game. 47 points to the Panthers, 26 to the Chargers. Someone who probably would have helped that defense out is Brian Burns, and he's on the Giants now. I mean, they seem lost on that side of the ball. I love the emergence of Xavier Legette. I think he's turned himself into a solid weapon for them. Obviously, Adam Thielen has been dealing with an injury, but on that side of the ball, uh, if we give out the flowers for some people, I think Chuba Hubbard has been very good, despite the O line troubles. Or no, actually, I mean, given the good O line that they have, I mean,
Right, right.
he has been his output has been very good. I think there's just so many questions at who's delivering the ball to them that
Sure.
it's just this might be another headache for them. And I think that Bears defense, maybe coming into form, you're going to be at home. Three
Yeah.
and a half point favorite. I lean towards the Bears in this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and you think about the best unit on the field, it's going to be the defense. Bears defense has proven that they are legit, that they can win with a rookie quarterback, that they can support a run game if you've got it. And so, Mike, I like the way you think. I think that when you consider all the offenses and defenses that are going to be in this game, you got to go with the Bears defense to dominate it. So as long as they can keep that running game going, I think they'll be fine.
And I want to shout out Jaquan Brisker. He had, in my opinion, his best game as a Bear on Sunday. And then for Carolina, to your point, they have a lot of good skill players now. Really excited to see Jonathan Brooks. He is coming off the ACL surgery, but he's not playing this week. So we'll wait. But that Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks duo could be something special if we get to see it. sometime
And
this year.
and a credit to Chuba Hubbard for the
Stepping up.
output that he's had this year to take the pressure off of them easing Jonathan Brooks back into it. It may have bought him a week or two. I mean, just with how well he's playing.
Absolutely.